You have probably missed her clearest signal of attraction your entire life and never even realized it was happening right in front of you. Most men over 50 have completely overlooked how a woman greets them. That moment when she first sees you across the room, that instant when your eyes meet and she moves toward you. In that fraction of a second, she communicates everything she feels about you, and the overwhelming majority of men have no idea what they just witnessed. This was never your fault. Nobody taught you this. Your father never explained it. Your friends never mentioned it. You were left to figure out the invisible language of women without a single lesson. But today, that ends. Stay until I share what psychologists call the approach signal, because when you understand that one moment, you will never misread a woman again. If this resonates with you, tap like now, because what you are about to learn changes everything. Welcome to the space where we uncover the hidden psychology of genuine connection between men and women. Research in behavioral psychology shows that women communicate their level of interest within the first 3 seconds of any interaction. Dr. Monica Moore at Webster University spent decades observing how women signal attraction. Her work revealed that before a single word is spoken, a woman has already told you exactly how she feels. The greeting is not just a greeting, it is a window into her emotional state. Most men live their entire lives missing this. They wonder why conversations feel flat. They question why she seemed warm once and distant the next time. They replay interactions in their minds, trying to decode what went wrong. But the men who understand this become impossible to forget. They walk into every room already knowing where they stand, and that knowledge transforms everything about how they move through the world. This is not a trick or a manipulation technique. This is real psychology about how human connection works. None of this matters without genuine care for the person standing in front of you. The first signal is what I call the whole body turn. When a woman is truly drawn to you, she does not greet you with just her face. She does not toss a casual wave over her shoulder. Her entire body rotates to face you directly. Shoulders square, feet pointed toward you, hips aligned in your direction. Psychologists call this full frontal orientation. Research from the Journal of Nonverbal Behavior found that people unconsciously orient their bodies toward individuals they feel positively about. When someone matters to us, we physically turn toward them. When they do not, we give them half our attention and keep our bodies angled toward the exit. It is not about physical attraction alone. It is about where her attention naturally flows. Her body reveals what her words might hide. When she turns fully toward you, her nervous system is communicating safety, interest, openness. Imagine this. You walk into a dinner party. You have not seen her in a few weeks. The moment you enter, she looks up from her conversation, and instead of a quick nod and returning to her chat, her entire frame pivots. She faces you completely. Her drink lowers. Her attention shifts entirely to your presence. That turn? That is not politeness. That is her body saying you matter more than whatever she was doing before you arrived. This communicates something profound. It says, I see you. I want to see you. You have my full attention, and I am choosing to give it freely. But here is where most men fail. They notice the turn, but they second-guess it. They think she is just being friendly. They dismiss it as coincidence. Meanwhile, she is standing there giving the clearest non-verbal signal a woman can offer, and he walks past her to get a drink. Do not be that man. What comes next is even more revealing. The second signal is what researchers call the eyebrow flash. This happens so fast that most men never consciously register it. When a woman sees someone she is genuinely happy to see, her eyebrows lift briefly and then return to normal. It takes less than half a second, but in that micro moment, she has told you everything. Dr. Paul Ekman, the world's leading researcher on facial expressions, documented this phenomenon across cultures. It appears in every society ever studied. From Tokyo to Toronto to a small village in Papua New Guinea, the eyebrow flash is universal. And it only happens when genuine positive emotion is present. You cannot fake it. You cannot manufacture it through politeness. It emerges only when the brain experiences authentic recognition and pleasure. Here is what makes this so powerful. The eyebrow flash bypasses conscious thought. She does not decide to raise her eyebrows. Her limbic system does it for her before she has any control. This is her honest reaction, her unfiltered truth, her real feelings about seeing you before her social mask has time to appear. Imagine this. You are waiting at a coffee shop for a woman you have been getting to know. She walks through the door, scans the room, and spots you at your table. In that instant, watch her forehead. If her eyebrows jump even slightly before she composes herself, that is the signal. Her unconscious mind just celebrated your presence before her conscious mind caught up. This communicates deep emotional significance. It says, seeing you triggered genuine joy. You are not an obligation or a chore on her calendar. You are someone who makes her feel something real without her even trying. Most men are too busy checking their phones or rehearsing what they want to say next to notice this moment. They miss the most honest signal she will give them all evening. Do not be that man. Watch the first second. Everything you need to know lives there. Now we need to talk about something far more subtle. The third signal is the voice shift. Pay attention to how her voice sounds when she greets you, compared to how she sounds with others. When a woman feels attracted to someone, her vocal patterns change in ways that are involuntary and revealing. Research published in the Journal of Evolutionary Psychology found that women's voices often become softer and slightly higher in pitch when speaking to men they find attractive. This is not a conscious choice. It is a biological response tied to how humans have signaled interest for thousands of years. But here is the reframe that most men miss. It is not about whether her voice gets higher or lower. It is about whether it changes at all. The key question is whether she speaks to you the same way she speaks to everyone else. If her cashier voice and her greeting you voice are identical, that tells you something. If they are different, if there is a warmth or a softness or a particular attention to how she pronounces your name, that tells you something else entirely. Imagine this. You are at a friend's gathering. She is talking to the host, voice normal and casual. Then she turns and sees you. She says your name. And something shifts. The pace slows just slightly. The tone warms. There is an almost musical quality to how she addresses you. That is not randomness. That is her nervous system telling you that your presence changes something inside her. This communicates emotional intimacy. It says you are not just another person in the room. You exist in a different category for her. And she may not even realize she is doing it. A word of caution here. Do not manufacture reactions to this. Do not point it out or try to test her. Simply notice. The power of this knowledge is in your quiet awareness, not in what you say about it. Women feel everything. If you become clinical or calculating, she will sense it immediately. Let this inform your understanding. Never let it become a game. And this next part is what most men never learn. The fourth signal is the lingering touch. Not every greeting involves physical contact, but when it does, pay attention to the duration. A polite greeting touch is brief, a handshake, a quick hug that releases immediately. It says, I am acknowledging you, nothing more. But when a woman is deeply drawn to someone, her touch extends just a fraction longer than necessary. Her hand rests on your arm for one extra second. Her hug holds for one extra breath. This is not accidental. This is her body refusing to break contact before it absolutely must. Psychologists who study haptics, the science of touch, have documented that prolonged touch releases oxytocin in both parties. Oxytocin is the bonding hormone. It creates feelings of trust, closeness, and emotional safety. When she extends her touch, even by a moment, she is building a chemical bridge between you without saying a word. Imagine this. You meet her at a social event. She greets you with a hug. But instead of the quick release that happens with casual acquaintances, she pauses. Her arms stay around you for just a beat longer. You can feel that she is not rushing to move away, and when she finally does pull back, there is something in her eyes that lingers too. That moment communicates profound trust. It says, "I feel safe with you. I do not want to let go. Your presence creates something I want more of." This is about understanding and respect, not control or manipulation. When you notice this signal, the appropriate response is presence, not strategy, not an immediate escalation. Simply being there, fully, matching her openness with your own groundedness. Think about it. When you extend a touch with someone, what are you really communicating? You are saying, "This contact matters to me," and when she does the same, she is inviting you into a deeper level of connection. Honor that invitation. Do not rush past it. If what I am sharing is resonating with you, hit subscribe now. Every video here reveals what she is really telling you through signals most men miss entirely. And what comes next goes even deeper than what I have already shared. The fifth signal is the lean. This is one of the most reliable indicators of genuine interest and also one of the easiest to observe once you know what to look for. When a woman greets you and then continues to lean slightly toward you, she is closing the physical distance between you because her body wants to be closer. Dr. Albert Mehrabian, who pioneered research on body language and communication, found that forward-leaning is one of the primary non-verbal indicators of positive attitude and engagement. But here is what most men get wrong. They notice the lean and immediately interpret it as permission to advance. They see her move closer, and they think it is their turn to make a move. But the lean is not an invitation to action. It is information about her emotional state. It tells you where she is. It does not tell you to do anything. Imagine this. You are talking with a woman at a friend's reunion. As the conversation continues, you notice that she has gradually moved closer. Her body has drifted toward yours until there are only inches between you. She is not backing away. She is not creating distance. Her feet are planted close to yours. Her shoulders angle in your direction. That lean says you have her full attention. She feels comfortable reducing the space between you. This communicates deep comfort and desire for closeness. It says being near you feels good to me. I want less distance between us, not more. A woman in her late 40s once told me something I have never forgotten. She said, "When I am interested in a man, I do not even realize I am moving closer until I suddenly notice how little space is left. It is not a decision. It is like gravity." She was describing exactly what researchers have documented. The lean is not conscious strategy. It is authentic pull. But here is where men need to be careful. When you notice the lean, do not immediately lean in yourself. Do not crowd her. Do not take her signal as license to close all remaining distance. Instead, simply notice. Let her lead that dance. Your job is to remain grounded, present, and aware. If she continues to close the gap, let it happen naturally. Rushing this moment destroys everything it represents. The sixth signal is the most powerful of all, and most men will never recognize it because it requires them to slow down and pay attention to something invisible. I call it the energy shift. When a woman greets you, something changes in the atmosphere around her. Not physically, energetically. You can feel it if you are present enough to notice. There is a warmth that was not there a moment before, a softness in how she holds herself, a relaxation in her shoulders and her jaw. Her breathing might slow. Her face might open in a way that is difficult to describe, but impossible to miss once you know what you are looking for. This is about the way her entire being responds to your presence, and it cannot be faked. A woman can smile at you and hide indifference behind it, but she cannot manufacture an energy shift. That comes from somewhere deeper than social performance. Psychologists who study presence and attunement speak about something called limbic resonance. It is the way our nervous systems tune to each other when we feel genuine connection. When she experiences you as safe, as interesting, as someone who matters, her entire system responds. And you can feel that response if you stop thinking and start perceiving. Imagine this. You walk into a room where she has been waiting for you. The moment your eyes meet, something settles. You can see her exhale. Her face softens. She was holding tension you did not even know existed, and now it is releasing. Not because of anything you said, simply because you arrived. That is what genuine attraction looks like. Not performance, not flirtation. Just a shift in her entire state that happens because of who you are to her. This communicates the deepest level of connection. It says, your presence changes my experience. When you are here, something feels different. Something feels right. If your intention is not honest, none of this will work. Women sense everything. They feel the difference between a man who wants to understand and a man who wants to use what he learns. Be the first, never the second. Everything I have shared today comes down to one simple truth. A woman tells you how she feels about you before she ever uses words. She tells you with her body, her eyes, her voice, her touch, her lean, her energy. Most men spend their lives ignoring these signals. They wait for her to say something explicit. They want clarity through language. But the clearest communication she will ever give you happens in silence. In the first seconds of every greeting. In the moments between the words. Most men will never understand this. But you are here. You are learning. You are becoming the kind of man who notices what others miss. The kind of man who makes a woman feel truly seen. That is the rarest thing in the world. If this connected with something deep inside you, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss what comes next. Leave a comment with the word "aware" below. Let me know you are part of this community of men who are learning to see what has always been there. And what is coming in the next video takes everything deeper. We will explore the signals she gives when she is ready for you to move closer. You do not want to miss it.